Hi everybody, this is the Plague Wing. So this video here, I had said, I believe in one of my videos, I believe it was the last video with the Lords of Decay, that I would do a video for other regarding Fluff. So I'm a new 40K player, and when I first heard about what Fluff was, I had no idea what people were talking about. Fluff, what are you talking about? So I'm going to, for most people who watch these videos, they are well within the 40K universe. So there's some things you say, well, we already know that. But I'm just going to state it for maybe someone who's new, like myself, and for others who maybe are interested in joining the 40K universe and getting involved in this hobby. Fluff is nothing more than the story. It is the background story for the 40K universe and what was first established by Games Workshop, which most people call SGW. So when I first started, before I started 40K, I was into fantasy. And I played it because I liked the game and I liked the strategy of it. Night Cage introduced me to the 40K game, and because of his influence, I'm where I'm at now. He's the first one to tell me to follow the story. And after reading a little bit about the story is what said, oh, I now understand, and the story caught me. And because of that, I was like, wow, it's helping me now understand why everybody likes 40K so much. The story is really the truly driving force behind the game. So, for all of you who are Death Guard players or even whatever army you're playing, the fluff or the story is what you should follow. I know a lot of people like to play power gaming or however they like to play their game. But if you really want to play the hobby right, I feel, this is just my opinion, that you play it by the fluff. You play by the storyline, and that's how you can put your army together. So there was a person who saw one of the videos and asked for more fluff, please. So I'm answering that question with the video. So now that I said my little rhetoric and you kind of have an idea of how I got into this, the storyline itself is what got me into the Death Guard. And after reading a lot, helped me form what you most all the time when you see me, I say I bring my Death Guard documentation. This documentation here is a living document. It always changes as I read more. The more I find out, I have to adjust based upon my own ideas as well as what I have for the fluff and trying not to get away from it. So I'm going to show you a small example of some of the books that I have collected. Some of these books are very familiar to some of you. Some of you have seen them for the first time. So I not only pull from current books, but as you see, I try to grab other books that have been before. You'll even see some of my fantasy books that I've had. And I have a few other books, but this table only holds so much, but just give you an idea. Why did I grab from the fantasy books? Because the fantasy books give you the storyline of the old world. And it still also gave me an idea of how Nurgle would think, or how he is. The book in front of you is called Libera Chaotica. I have the main book, the big one that has for all four gods. But I'm showing this one because it pertains to Nurgle. Now, it doesn't really show that much about Death Guard in it, or how the 40K universe is now. But what it does tell me is the nature of Nurgle. It also gives me background about how Nurgle's rot worked, and that kind of thing. So this gave me a good starting point about how Nurgle thinks, so that's how I should kind of approach the Death Guard. Then I started going back. I had a few people help me. You'll see this is one of the older codexes. I believe this is the 2nd edition or 3rd edition. I get my editions mixed up. So you guys who've been around the game, please forgive me. But you know what I'm talking about. These are some of the older codexes. So I grabbed those. And then I also grabbed the demons ones because demons is still relating to Nurgle. He is a demon. So this also gives me the nature of it as well as the new current codexes. And that's like I said, the heresy. The Black Crusade, which is a book that someone let me borrow and read, and I said that was pretty interesting. You'll hear me a lot
quote from the Flight of Eisenstein and from the Blood of Ashium, as well as the Apocalypse books. So this knowledge in these books, along with others, helped me formulate my documentation that I have. Also, for those who are new, and the guy, I can't remember the person who asked about the fluff, and for others who are interested, you can also go online. You can go to the Warhammer 40K wiki, and there's also one called Lexicanum that also gives you an idea. Now, some of the fluff has contradictions in it, and I like the older books because it gives you more of how it really was. And GW seems to like to change the fluff that has happened. So to help me stay on track, I read all of it. And like the novels as well, like I was saying, these 2 novels. This is more updated versions, and it gives you a perspective that says, okay, I can now formulate my own based upon the knowledge that I've gained. And the parts that has it where I can't, that GW or Forge World or Black Library did not cover, I can now fill in the gaps based upon what I've read in the past. I think that's important because when you actually come out and you start talking about your armies, you sound knowledgeable, and other people want to also check. And like I said, I'm a new 40K player, so please forgive me for any mistakes that I make in my videos. As I keep reading, I can always adjust and provide more information for those who are following. And for when I ask for comments and suggestions, I would really appreciate the people who've been around the 40K game a lot longer than I have. Like Night Cage, he's been playing this game, I think, since 2nd edition, I believe. I only got into the game, I think, around 4th edition when this book came out. I think that's 4th edition. That's when I actually got into it a little bit, and when I found out more, that's when I found out about Battlefleet Gothic and Space Hulk. I thought they were separate games. They're actually a part of the 40K universe, which I was like, oh, well, how come we don't play it like that? That's why with the Campaign Gamers Club, we try to add all the elements to the game because it is fluff driven. So once again, these are the reasons why I like to read as much as I can, and each time they bring out with more information, I want to update my living document. So I hope this was helpful to some of you guys. I would always suggest for others who are into this game a lot longer than me, please provide comments and suggestions. And if you know of other books, it'd be greatly appreciated because it helps me even get better at 1, playing the game, 2, to formulate my Death Guard in a better way, and that hopefully it's an example to others who want to play this game as well. Shout out to the Campaign Gamers Club and to the founder Night Cage, and to all of you who subscribe and actually watch these videos. Your input, your suggestions, your comments are so much appreciated. It helps out immensely when we're trying to do this right. And let's keep this going. I love this game. This is awesome. Take care, guys. Hope this helped out. Peace. Mark and Nurgle. Ain't it great?